Hey guys, I'm so glad you found your way here. If you're returning, welcome home. I'm so glad that we get to share this message with each other today and that all of you guys are here. It means a lot more than you know. I'm very, very excited for this today. It is my birthday. Yay, Scorpios. The grand water trine. There's just been a lot of like self-discovery. I guess it's turned serious in Scorpio season, like internally, shifting from like a love outside of ourselves to a love inside of ourselves. Let me know if this resonates with you. Also, if you guys would leave a comment or like, it's going to add your energy and help me pick up on your energy to get your story or whatever you are inquiring about at whatever time. So this is a timeless read, but still, energy is fluid. I already did an astro roll, so we're going to get into that. My faith expands when I act on my intuition. I don't need all the answers. I trust the fire that leads me. So you're being asked to not need to know all the answers. The uncertainty, being comfortable with that, with the North Node in Pisces and us letting go of, we just did a lot of work with letting go of perfectionism with Virgo in the South, with the South Node. So we can see this Aries energy really coming into play because we have Neptune in the 9th house of Aries. So double fire with the ninth house being ruled by Sagittarius. Don't lose clarity and idealism. Ground your visions with daily practice. So making habits, creating rituals, things throughout your day, mantras, new ways of being, really reprogramming yourself, but putting these new practices every single day. Consistency is key. Because with this Aries energy, it's a lot of boldness, new beginnings, teachings, new projects, initiating new beliefs. New traditions, creating your own. Yeah. Your truth wants movement, not perfection. We have to let go of perfection. It's like getting it done. Like, and if you have time, you can upgrade it or critique it. But what happens is we're just getting so stuck in our heads of what we think it should be instead of just getting it out there and then adding to it. I mean, procrastination it just kills the energy. It kills the momentum. Your mind opens to mystical or visionary perspectives. You may receive insights through dreams, synchronicities, or spontaneous inspiration. That's a great energy. That's what we want at this time after all of this stagnant cocoon energy that the collective has been in. All of this diving in and diving out of the subconscious, going into the waters, coming out of the waters, the waves, the ups, the downs, the flows. It's been very intense for empaths and light workers and just sensitive beings that pick up on these subtle energies. Let's do a Pathfinder. Also, this is the spell for today. If anybody is wondering, it is All Souls Day. Souls of the dead, I honor you, but now you must move on. The seasons change and I honor you, but now you must be gone. Souls of the dead, I pray for you, but now you shall move along. So if you've lost a loved one, it's nice to honor them and, say little chants and prayers. It really does make a difference. All of it, every little bit. Whoa, kitty, kitty. It's like you're coming out of, you're bursting out of your shell. And you're very colorful. You're much more confident. You've had time to, I just heard equilibrium. Seed. I should have known this card was going to come out. There's been a lot about seeds today. We were even pulling like these little seedlings from the grass because I guess they planted them, or they had people throwing out grass seed at the pumpkin festival. A key, a seed, and a key in the sky. Let's see. Mm-hmm. Seed represents everything that can or will be. It is unlimited potential that can be anything you nurture it to be. The best way to grow is up. Wow. Yeah, with this inspiration in the ninth house with Neptune and Aries, either you've already planted a seed and it's something that's sprouting and you're going to be able to take action on it. Or it's something that you're going to start nurturing now. And it's just your faith. It's going to help expand it. You're so in touch with your intuition. It's like you're so in sync with yourself. There's something about a torch or a fire that's leading somebody. 654, 656. What is this seed they're nurturing? Ooh, that would be a nice one too. Holy Spirit, archangels, highest self, all the beautiful beings here helping us, guarding us, guiding us, assisting us in so many ways we can't even comprehend. What is, I didn't even get to ask. What should they be nurturing? Ooh, justice and the high priestess. And I'm not taking reversals. I'm doing that to myself today. 808, unless I'm called to, unless it really sticks out. It's like, people ask about signs and synchronicities. It's almost like your attention is drawn right to it. There's a reason, and paying attention to what your attention was drawn to. You know, if it's repetition, if it's not a coincidence, there's no such thing as coincidence. When you see past the veil, you know that that is a sign, and you cannot gaslight yourself into thinking that it's not. And that's what we do. Oh, it's nothing. No, it's just in my head. Blah, 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 blah. No, it's not. Write that down. Like, that is how we lose. And those beautiful signs, those that they're working on the other side to get us to pay attention to. Oh my God, you guys. And today is 11/2, November 2nd. Hey, spirit in the house. Anyone? To be fair, to make something fair, give me a sec. Hold on. No reversals, but it's like your secret, you're like covert. You're covert, but you're making something fair in the background. You're like delivering justice. It's like you're learning as you go, and you're leveling up and mastering yourself even more with the repetition of everything. But you clearly see where things need to change. Throat chakra, holy crap. 9 of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck. You're very wealthy. You're very independent. You know how to you know what's of value. You know what's truly of value. Spirit wants you to nurture this seed. This is like your superpower, like not having any judgment on others, being loving and compassionate, because you can see on the other side. You can see through the veil. You see the connections. You know that there's no blame, no shame, no guilt. It's like, and sometimes people don't understand that you can look at them and no matter what they say, you have no judgment because you know the bigger picture. You know the actual, how, through the eyes of God, being able to see people through the eyes of God with love and compassion and seeing. That's probably why a lot of things happen, because you saw people's potential. You wanted to give them the benefit of the doubt. You saw the light. But they didn't see that themselves. And you saw that because you can see the light in yourself. It's like spirits, stay composed, keep that equilibrium with that balance, those scales. Because, and it's also like, you know that not to give too much of an opinion, or it's more observing and listening, because everybody's truth is their truth, and it can be their truth even if it doesn't line up with yours. It's about being respectful of other people's beliefs. If they fear this, then that's them. You know, it's not yours. It doesn't have to be your truth. It's other people's truths. It's very, very mature, very stoic. I see somebody really picking up on what's going on around them. Yeah, the star. You guys, this is big. This is really big. Nurture this. Love this. Pay attention. Write, journal. Show love and compassion for yourself and others. You have to be fair with yourself. And don't create too many contracts like, oh, I'm going to make sure I do this and this and this. And then when you don't do it, you end up getting going hard on yourself. Being hard on yourself isn't being hard on yourself. You end up being hard on yourself. And like, what's the point in that? Because you're just feeding yourself negative energy. Just leave it open-ended. Like, I would love to be able to get to that today, but if I don't, it's going to be okay. Like, it just needs rephrasing. So it's like an open-ended type of phrase, so that you're not creating a backlash of energy, making a promise that you don't end up fulfilling, because our days do get filled or unexpected things happen. And then we're not always able to get, like, I would definitely love for my home to be a little more organized, but I also had to let that go and be okay. Even if somebody were to come over and see my house like this, I don't owe any explanation. And I used to be like, oh my God, nobody can see my house like this. It has to be like perfect because of where I'd come from. And I think it was Abraham Hicks or Chiron or something that helped me realize that that was creating a negative, like it was pulling on my energy. It was siphoning energy from me, especially when I didn't live up to the expectations I had set for myself. So I was like, it's not a big deal. Nothing's really real. It is a reflection, and it does show me that I have more work to do, but it's more, I need to meditate. I need to go clear out the junk up here and journal. And as I do more, I find myself just naturally flowing and organizing things. I hope this is making sense. 1444 on the timer. Give me one more for what they're supposed to be nurturing. Okay, I'm going to take that one. 5 of Wands. being able to handle when other people's energy, whether they speak or they don't, being able to learn to throw up that shield of protection. It's a lot of visualization and intention and giving the command when you're in the moment. I remember when I was in the presence of somebody, and all of a sudden inside my head, I was just like, I call karmic justice. I call karmic justice. I call karmic justice. And I sat there and I was like, wow, like my higher self, other parts of me know something is going on, and we're like putting things into play. And they were taken, we very gracefully. I got to bow out with grace. But pay attention to your thoughts, what's going on inside of you, because with this Five of Wands, with this conflict and competition, it's more of being the observer and not really buying into it. Either way, there's no point. It just giving them what they want, and then it creates an energy siphon. They can go do their research. They can go discover for themselves. If that, it's not your job to make sure that they get it. It's your job to get it so that you can be the example. Nurture this. Nurture the way that you're going to handle conflict, the way that you're going to handle other individuals, because they want to get you riled up. Okay? Aries, Five of Wands, fire energy. My faith expands when I act on my intuition. I don't need all the answers. I trust the fire that leads me. You trust the high priestess, your intuition, justice. You know how to be fair in all situations. You're, impartial. So you see from both sides of the story. 1717. Beautiful. Yeah, you've been built up to handle yourself and be able to speak up when others can't, and notice when something needs to be said, and be able to handle the conflicting energy that, it triggers people. But sending them love, we just hope that more and more people discover more about themselves so that they can find out what they're really capable of, what's really going on in this earth realm, without losing their minds, basically. Being able to stay grounded and realize that it's actually really beautiful. It's amazing. It's actually, to think that this world was created, and that this is basically like a VR, and that we are the light bodies, and how absolutely magnificent our creators have been, and those who have come before us, honoring the dead, all the people that had to come before us just so that we have a toilet and a bath and a shower. Kings and queens in the past didn't even have that. There's so many things to be grateful for on a daily basis, that people prayed for years ago, and we now get to enjoy these things, and we forget to show, nurture that energy, and remember how grateful we should be, because it helps us in the long run anyway. It's like a free supply of energy if we can just remember when you remember. Oh my God, I don't even know where I'm going with this. Okay. Man, you are amazing. Yeah. You can just sit back and it's like your faith has been so restored. You can go into any situation because you know that God walks with you. Like, you are tapped in. You're tapped into your higher self and your abilities. And it's your belief and knowing who you are. This is so cool. Okay. Nurturing this intuition, staying fair in all conflicts, basically being impartial, taking actions, not needing all the answers because you're the high priestess. You have the seeds. Okay, where are we going to go with this? What movement does the viewer need to take? 2036. What does the view... What movement? 9 of Wands and 3 of Pentacles. I feel like you're not really supposed to be doing this alone. I feel like you're actually supposed to be reaching out to your people. Like groups or gatherings, meditation centers, getting around anybody that is interested in the same stuff you are. And being adaptable and non-judgmental and just without any expectations. I just want to have a good time. Meet some good people. Grow some kind of networking community. It doesn't need to be perfect. You're not, and no, be careful with your attachment style. This is for experience. You have a lot of energy though. And if you don't, it's coming, because the 9 of Wands, that's a lot of fire. You're almost done with something. 3 of Pentacles, 4 of Pentacles for me is complete, especially with Carl Jung. 3 of Pentacles is almost complete, but it's teamwork too. It's other people. Like, this is the movement from being alone and the wounded warrior and having to go through all of this by yourself to having people, a loving, supportive community, people that vibe with you, that when you leave their company, you actually feel better. You feel uplifted. You feel full of energy, like in ideas, and you feel just inspired. That is what we're going for. So you might feel tired, but do it. Maybe you've done this a lot in the past and you were let down. Spirit's saying try again. Okay? Maybe you were going into it with expectations on how it needed to be, instead of just allowing it to flow, allowing people to be who they need to be or want to be, and just, again, being fair and observing and not creating any kind of conflict. But there is conflict. It's not for you to deal with. We've moved past that, and being the mediator or the savior or the hub. People need to learn to, I just heard digress themselves, but manage their emotions and their competitiveness, and when it's called for and when it's not. When it can be healthy competition and when it can't, or when it's not. When it can turn to bullying, or it can turn into just something really nasty. I'm sure you guys know what I'm talking about. So move towards finding some people. Also, I see like ingredients, learning to make your own foods, being very self-sufficient, pouring energy into yourself, finding, 10 of Cups, finding new and new ways of being, and just being the example, not needing to know all the answers, and being okay with uncertainty and just winging it. It's like, yeah, it's beautiful. All right, we're going to close this off with, I'm not even going to try and pronounce this, but I love this deck. Okay, Holy Spirit, what would like to come out with this read, please? So I'm going to go cook some food. I haven't eaten since this afternoon, so. Patience, your abundance is coming. 2434. Sorry. Yeah, you're loving and nurturing yourself. Just go with the flow. Go with these projects. Always go back to your faith. Go within. Remember, whatever your focus, your energy and attention goes towards, it will enhance. So put your attention and focus on your higher self, going within, meditating. It's going to be so potent right now. Sacrifice. Number 20. So I feel like it's sacrificing being alone so much. Doing all of this on your own. Invisible, yeah. You could have felt very invisible. You had to go on some kind of adventure to gain some expertise and see, yeah, desire, greed, the power. Like, we can't be given or introduced into these initiation and granted our abilities and this knowledge and power unless we've been tested in many, 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 many ways morally. And are you willing to give things up and sacrifice things that you love, but that somebody else might need more than you, or spirit just needs you to do it? Wow, that's half of that was not what I was going to say, but okay, just going to let it fly. I'm just going to let it fly. Okay. Bhishma, the great uncle of Pandavas and Kauravas. Bhishma took a lifelong vow of celibacy in order to make way for his father to marry a woman he desired. Since the future wife wished her son and no one else to be king, it meant that Bhishma could not have any progeny. A mighty warrior and strategist, he became a great teacher to both the Pandavas, I cannot read right now, and the Kauravas. During the war, although forced to serve the Kauravas and side with them, he was frequently fond of the Pandavas and tried to be impartial. Ooh, I said that, impartial. Being impartial. So something about, like, maybe you know somebody and they don't like somebody else, but you do. And it's like, don't get in the middle of that. That's for sure. That's for someone. Not everybody. That's not going to be for everybody. Full of ancestral wisdom, he was in all circumstances centered calmly within himself when all others were agitated. What did I say? Oh my God, that's that conflict and the justice. You're going to be calm and content when all of this conflict is going on. You're going to be sitting there being fair, knowing how to communicate. Libra energy. Also, did I say Pisces energy? Oh my gosh, I'm getting so excited. An expert salesman, he was one of the most powerful warriors of his time. A true master of meditation and self-control, he had his finger on the pulse of all events. When a sacrifice is made, it lightens the load of decision-making because the ego is no longer involved for self-satisfaction. The welfare of others is the primary focus. Blessed with a level temperament, he maintained his composure at all times, not giving vent to passion and anger. Like a disciplined ascetic, he bore the loneliness of his sacrifice with great dignity and passion, always striving for noble ideals. This card may indicate a need to make a sacrifice for the greater good in general. Sacrifice may bring rewards or lead to outcomes that serve a higher purpose. You may be going through a period of change or transition. This may signal that a change may be necessary to move forward to open doors that lead to a broader awareness and growth of the soul. So you might witness, like, okay. One, yes, you need other people. It's like gathering your soul tribe, or just people that are going to be walking the path with you. And maybe you've been doing this, but it's about to hit another level, or it already has, because you know how to diffuse the situation. You know how to be impartial. And I also feel like this talks about celibacy. I'm probably talking to somebody that does not go out and, with a bunch of people. You're probably a loner, the lone wolf, the lone star, and giving up things that indulge the senses is helping your focus stay on the task at hand, that you came here, your sole purpose, your mission. Maybe you probably don't know the exact thing, because it's an ever evolving entity, so I don't know how to do that. I lost myself. Oh my God. Yeah, I know I was talking about the entity and the higher. Yeah. I guess I was not meant to finish that thought. But the celibacy and discipline, the focus on what you came here to do. Yeah, I can totally divert myself and get very distracted and go down a whole rabbit hole. But you're basically lining yourself up for, it's not self-sacrifice, because you're honoring and loving yourself and being honest and discerning and taking care of yourself. But you're cutting off the fat. You're cutting off like things that create competitions or bring unwanted energy towards you, of like reflecting ego. And I know that's other people and they have to look at themselves, but you're just very introspective. You're very aware of things that other people aren't. And maybe for a long time you didn't even know that. You didn't think it was that special because it's so normal. It's supernatural for you because it is so natural. And others have been very envious and competitive about this for a very long time. I think you didn't really notice because you were just very loving, very, very loving. But you could be celibate. You could be finding new practices and disciplines so that you can do it yourself and the universe won't do it. It's like creating the situation or internally changing so that it doesn't happen outside of you. Because if we don't change internally, 3313, then something outside of us will happen to create that shift. Ambition. You have a lot of ambition for spirit, just a lot of faith. My faith expands when I act on my intuition. I don't need all the answers. I trust the fire that leads me. You're following a fire. You're following the torch. Hecate could be really significant. You don't need all the answers. You just need to keep going, okay? So I love you. The universe loves you. Everything's working out for your best and your highest good. Until next time, guys.